Now, Nio is one of the stocks that we talk a lot about on this channel, and it brings me greater joy that every time this stock or this company keeps on updating us on the latest developments, which is one of the reasons some of you will see that I make Nio videos almost every week, is simply because there are developments, or we keep on reading new developments from time to time on this stock, which is something that is incredible. Now, you remember that some few months ago, I think it's almost 6 months or so, I did disclose my Nio holdings on this channel, and this came after so many of you were asking me as to how many shares I own of Nio. And of course, I did reveal that to you, and I think back then, if I remember correctly, I owned around 150 Nio shares, or I had 150 Nio shares. So yet again, or recently, some of you have been asking me, how many shares of Nio do you have? How many shares of Nio do you actually own? And what's some of your plan in relation to 2022, or what are your prediction of Nio in 2022? Well, on today's video, guys, I'll be giving you my latest Nio holdings, as already this is the stock that I've kind of like revealed my portfolio, like I said, 6 months ago, and I think it sort of like makes sense for me to show you where I'm at now with this stock. But one of the things that I'll tell you before we go any further is that I'm currently running at a loss. Why? Because the Nio share price has been dropping sharply. But one good thing is that I'm not worried at all. I think Nio still has some very strong fundamentals and good future prospects, which will propel it to go high, or its share price to go high and pass that all-time high of $66.99. Because you remember that to date, Nio has fell from that $66.99 by 55%, which is something that I believe it's a good opportunity for you and me to load the boat. Well, from the last video I made back 6 months ago, where I only had 150 Nio shares, I'm very happy to excite you, or to bring some excitement to you, to say that I've been loading the boat, or this is one of the stocks that I've been really prioritizing in terms of loading the boat, because I just believe Nio, it's a company with good future prospects. I mean, you remember that this year around March, towards the end of March, Nio is set to start selling their ET7 model, which will be their first sedan, or the first sedan that Nio will be selling out there in the market. And you will also remember that Nio, around the end of September 2022, it is set to sell, or to start selling, their new model called the ET5, which is something that again is truly amazing, because with the ET5, you'll remember that this is the model that Nio indicated that its pre-orders has surpassed that of their previous models, which is something that is incredible. Now, you remember that between the Q2 and the Q3 also of 2022, Nio is expected, or Nio expects to reveal the new SUV called the Nio ES7, which we have seen some trending pictures about this vehicle on social media, though we did not see the full sort of like pictures of this vehicle. So we just see, all we saw was a glimpse of, or sneak peeks of, some of the features on this car on social media, which is something that is truly amazing. And one of the good things is that even this car that Nio plans to reveal, this ES7 model, between Q2 and Q3, Nio it expects to start selling this car in the Q4 of 2022. There are rumors that are saying that already, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, these are some of the reasons, of course, that makes me to truly believe on Nio, because other than this, there are things like the Nio Park, or the Nio factory, will be opening in the Q3 of 2022, or will be starting with the production in 2022, which is another thing that or to bring excitement to the new investors, because you remember that the production or the annual production in that factory is 1 million EV cars and also 100 gigawatts of battery, or produces 100 gigawatts of battery, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, the good thing with the current factory that Nio is currently using when it comes to manufacturing their cars, which is the Jack Nio factory, where Nio partnered with a company called Jack. You remember that that plant right now, during the first half, it is set to grow the annual production to 240,000 vehicles, and with a double shift the production is set to grow to 300,000. Now you remember that with that company, Jack Nio, right now the current capacity of Jack Nio, it's around 120,000 vehicles annually, and this just simply means that they can produce 10,000 vehicles every month, which is something that I definitely think it's a good, or these are good latest developments, especially looking at the fact that from 120, or from these 120 production capacity that Nio currently has, towards the end of this year, we will be, or we can expect to see some massive production increase from both the Jack Nio factory and the new Nio Park, which is something that must motivate you to stay long onto this Nio Stock, because one of the things you remember that those, of course, that places their order up, apparently they are saying that, or Nio indicated that it's taking a month to 1 month, between 1 month and 2 months for them to get their cars that they order, which just simply means that the supply of the Nio cars, it's quite low. It's not meeting the current orders that are out there, which is something that must bring greater joy to you as a new investor, to know that after the completion of the Nio Park and the upgrade from the Jack Nio factory, we can expect Nio to start delivering more cars. In fact, you already know that this year Nio plans to deliver over 185,000 vehicles. Now, I know, you know what, with Nio, I can talk for so many hours with regards to their latest developments and what we can expect out of the Nio stock. I mean, already there are also another thing that I can talk about is their battery swap stations. You will know that Nio currently has passed or has deployed over 800, battery swap stations today. So they currently have 800 of, they've passed over 800 battery swap stations to date, which is something that is incredible, as you already know the benefits that I've told you, which comes with the battery swap stations. Now, for the moment that I think all of you have been waiting for, how much or how far am I with my Nio holdings, especially looking at the fact that the last time I talked about or revealed my Nio holdings, I had accumulated 150 shares. Now, guys, for the moment that we've all been waiting for, as seen on the screen, you'll notice that now the total Nio shares, or my total, or the total Nio shares that I have right now, is around 638 shares. So I have 638 Nio shares at the moment. Now, as seen on the screen, you'll notice that I bought all these 638 Nio shares by around $22,007, which is something that is truly amazing. But right now on this stock, I'm down by just over 20%. As seen on the screen, you'll notice that I'm down by just over 20%, which is just over $4,486, which am I panicking about what I have when looking at where Nio is going and its latest developments? Definitely not. In fact, I'm looking at going to pile more onto this Nio stock. In fact, one of the targets, or my targets for this year, provided that Nio stays trading at these low trading prices, is that I'll continue loading the board, because as seen on the screen, you notice that my average purchase price for this Nio stock is around $34.49, which is something that is truly amazing. And I think this low trading price that we are witnessing on Nio, and this just simply means that for a person like me who has an average purchase share price of around $34 and 49 cents, I can easily bring, or this offers a good opportunity for me to bring down my average share price on this Nio stock. In fact, I'm telling you right now, my target, or one of my big New Year resolution in the stock market, is to see myself owning at least 1,000 Nio shares this year. This is my target, or this is my New Year resolution. So whatever money I'll be getting out there, this is one of the stocks that I'll be prioritizing, because I want to see or get myself owning 1,000 Nio shares, because I know with 1,000 Nio shares, then it will be easier for me to reap the good returns even when this stock gets to that all-time high, or past that all-time high of $66.99. So what are some of the stocks that, of course, you guys are looking at increasing your holdings, and what are the targets? Where do you want to see yourself, or how many shares do you want to see yourself owning of that company, or of that favorite company? Because me, Nio, you know that it's my favorite companies in all the companies in the stock market, and which is why I already have set a target of saying that at least by the end of this year, provided that Nio continue trading this low, I should be owning at least a minimum of 1,000 Nio shares. So these are my current Nio holdings, and I believe that you guys, you also have your favorite stocks which you are also planning to load or increase more holdings, especially knowing the fact that almost all the stocks in the US, especially the growth stocks, are heavily hit, or we've seen their share prices dropping sharply. And with the Fed expected to have a meeting, I don't know how this upcoming week will be on these stocks. We might see these stocks dropping further down, bringing more opportunity for me and you to load the boat on them. Which, whilst other retail investors are panicking, other investors like me, and I think, and you, will be loading the boat on this stock, because we know what we are buying. We know the kind of fundamentals that surrounds the stock that we are buying, and we know that our stocks have good future prospects, which is why we'll continue loading the boat on these stocks. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just do a quick video of my Nio holdings, my latest Nio holdings. As I've said in the beginning of, or as I've said last time I was covering my Nio holdings, I don't usually reveal holdings. It's just that with the Nio stock, it got to that point where so many of the retail investors were asking maybe for me to reveal my Nio holdings. So I just thought that since I already started revealing my Nio holdings the time I was owning 150 Nio shares, maybe I can continue revealing my Nio holdings, and just to show you the progress as to where I'm at right now with this Nio stock. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and those are my Nio holdings, and I believe that you also get to be motivated, because coming from where I was like a few months ago to where I'm at, this just means that I was a bit committed, and I'm still committed in loading more or increasing my holdings on the Nio stock, because I know one thing for sure, and that is Nio will give me massive returns in the near future. I'm expecting this stock to give me at least 100% towards the end of this year. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.